Good evening, and thanks for joining us on Nationwide today. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Africa and the international community have critical and urgent role to play in fostering a peaceful transition from military to civilian rule in the Democratic Republic of Chad within a set time of 18 months. President Muhammadu Buhari stated this on Tuesday at the opening of the extraordinary summit of heads of state and government of the Lake Chad Basin Commission, convened to discuss the recent developments in Chad after President Idris Deby died on the front line while defending the territorial integrity of his country. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
At the head of the Oval Table sat President Muhammadu Buhari as chair of leaders of the Lake Chad Basin Commission member countries and convener of the extraordinary summit. Prominently on the table is the development arising in the Republic of Chad, occasioned by the death of former leader Idris Deby.
That the threat of further conflict.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the need to support the Chadian government by all to effectively carry out its planned 18-month transition is sacrosanct.
We have collectively shown that with commitment and with the desired support from the international community and our development partners, we can achieve success.
President Buhari says the death of President Deby had direct implications for the continued peace and stability of Chad as a nation, the Lake Chad region, and the wider Sahel region.
As chairman of the Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Lake Chad Basin Commission member countries, I want to assure you that I remain committed to providing the necessary leadership in liaison with partners towards finding sustainable solution to the challenges in Chad, in the Lake Chad region.
The president observes that the region is faced with several challenges that need the support and engagement of all to overcome, saying it is a collective duty and in honor of the memory of the men and women that have died in search of peace in the region, and at the request of President Muhammadu Buhari and in recognition of the immense and sterling contributions of the late president of Chad to peace and stability in the region. The summit observed a minute silence for the departed leader. A purposeful, positive, and enthusiastic commitment of leaders can bring about change. And that's exactly what President Muhammadu Buhari is requiring from leaders of the region and the international community in support of the people of Chad. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Federal government has condemned in strong terms the detention of the duo of interim President Bandwa and Prime Minister Mokhtar Ouane of Mali. The two key officials in the transitional government of Mali were reportedly taken by soldiers to the Kati military camp near the capital, Bamako, on Monday, 24th of May. A press release by the spokesperson, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ferdinand Woye, states that the action is totally unacceptable and might derail the peace-building efforts and timetable for the return of democratic governance in Mali. Federal government calls for the immediate and unconditional release of the detained president and prime minister, as the key actors and perpetrators of the condemnable act should be aware of the fact that stakeholders in the region and friends of Mali reject any act of coercion of the detained officials, including forced resignations. The President of the Commission of the African Union and the President of the ECOWAS Commission have condemned the political situation in Mali following the detention of the interim President and Prime Minister by the military. The Presidents demand an immediate and unconditional release of the authorities guarded in the barracks and invite the Malian parties to favor the spirit of dialogue and responsibility for the region of the understandings around the establishments of the government. Former Governor of Lagos State and Chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has formally reacted to calls for self-determination in parts of the country, saying Nigeria is a nation that must be kept as one. Chief Tinubu made these views known while speaking on NT News after an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari Monday evening.
We have already made our position clear that we want a one united, peaceful, stable country productive, and promising. Nigeria is not just a rat village, it's a nation. I want to keep it as one.
The former Lagos State Governor, accompanied by the pioneer chairman of the governing APC, Chief Bisi Akonde, and other associates, were in the State House to commiserate with the president over the death of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atairo, and other 10 officers. He prayed the Almighty Allah to grant the president and the bereaved families the fortitude to bear the sad loss.
It's a national loss. It's demoralizing.
We want peace in Nigeria.
It's disheartening. It's sad. And to rub mind with him too, to see commitments to humanity.
This is Nationwide on NTA. Time now to join Hingino in Lagos for more reports. Hello, Hingino. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Lizzie. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his Ogun State counterpart Dapo Abiodun have signed a historic memorandum of understanding to establish Joint Development Commission to boost trade facilitation and infrastructural development in both states. Musa Toliat reports that the MOU was signed at a colorful event in Ogun State.
The Lagos-Ogun Joint Development Commission has a mandate to work out modalities on areas of cooperation in agriculture, particularly in rice production, waste management, water supply, and infrastructural development in both states. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stressed that the two states are leveraging on areas of comparative advantages to meet the socio-economic needs of their citizens and create a conducive business environment to attract investments.
Regardless of the challenges, we are determined to build a more livable and stable city. Our goal is to build a sustainable urban city where both the residents of Lagos and Ogun have a sense of belonging. They embrace a participatory issues around governance, and they recognize their role as achieving a solid urban economic growth for the two states.
On his part, Governor Dapo Abiodun said the establishment of the Joint Development Commission stems from the mutual commitment to revive the defunct Lagos-Ogun Mega City project conceived in 2005 by former governors Bola Tinubu and Olusegun Oshoba administrations.
The official launch of this commission today will further initiate and accelerate more projects necessary to aid ease of movement of our people, goods and services, as well as increase industrialization along our border communities and ensure a wholesome development of our both states.
The Memorandum of Understanding to establish a joint commission between Lagos and Ogun states has been described as a game changer capable of addressing the socio-economic issues that would make life meaningful for citizens in both states. There were goodwill messages from traditional institutions, public and private sector players. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Talking security now. As the fight against security challenges continues, the Nigerian Army is re-strategizing through retraining of its personnel and collaborating with other relevant authorities to ensure that the dream of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, in curbing insurgency in Nigeria is achieved. The latest is the Skills Development Leadership Training by the Nigerian Army School of Finance and Administration.
Considering the pivotal role of the military in tackling insecurity and other threats to the society, the need to synergize and come up with new trends to combat security challenges becomes imperative.
We must continue to strive.
The seminar, which had about 50 senior officers in attendance, is designed to equip participants with the right skills and enhance career progression to meet the expectations of the Nigerian Army in diverse areas.
The accomplishment of Nigerian Army goals and objectives, especially at this premium time, depends on the prompt and precise application of managerial capabilities as leaders. As we are all aware, the Nigerian Army constitutes an important component of the Nigerian society.
The consensus of speakers at the 16th edition is to remain resolute while consolidating on the achievements recorded so far.
This is expected to ensure the development of a deeper understanding of the role of junior and intermediate leaders in analyzing and resolving contemporary issues. It will also enhance your potentials, thus optimizing your technical and professional capabilities.
The theme of the 3-day leadership training is Leadership Excellence in the Digital Era. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
It's now time for a break. Nationwide continues shortly.
My name is Boss Mustafa, the Secretary to the Government and the Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. I've just had the rare privilege of taking my first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. And I can tell you that we are doing very well in terms of our response and the administration of the vaccines all over the country. As strategic leaders, we are supposed to lead by example. And the President did precisely that on Saturday with the Vice President. And we are continuing in that particular direction. The essence of taking these vaccines is to help us really fight this COVID-19 virus. And the combination of the non-pharmaceutical measures and the vaccine is the way to go in 2021 and thereafter.
You can get more news and updates on www.nta.ng or follow us on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now. You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/NTA Network News. And also stay connected and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online.
Revision classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education.
It's the dawn of a new era on NTA's flagship program, the Sports Parliament, revitalized with lots of varieties, including feedback responses from viewers. Sports Parliament, the weekly sports show that exposes all the intrigues in the Nigerian sports sector and projects an agenda on the way forward for Nigerian sports. On NTA every Thursday at 10:30 p.m., running for 1 whole hour, discussing sports. The parliamentarians are more committed than ever to enlighten the viewers as the Sports Parliament takes it to a whole new level on the floor of the House. Keep a date with the Sports Parliament as motions are moved every Thursday on the floor of the House. Mr. Speaker, with his gavel to harmonize sports resolutions. The House have it.
Thanks for staying with the NCA. Now to electrification. Senate Committee on Powers giving its backing to Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency to insist on standardized electricity meters and other electricity installations in the country so as to enable their full benefits and prevent calamities in the future. Chairman of the committee, Gabriel Suswan, made this known during an oversight to NEMSA office in Abuja. John Yako has details.
NEMSA is an agency established to carry out enforcement of technical standards and regulations through inspection, testing, certification, monitoring, and evaluation of electrical installations in Nigeria. By this function, electricity installation manufactured or imported into the country are to be certified by the agency to protect Nigerian electricity consumers. These include electricity prepaid meters, which a number of them have been found to be substandard by the agency.
Somebody deployed 1,000 meters, for example, and the community wrote to us, those people. By the time we got there, the meters were not tested. All we said to them is that take all the 1,000 meters from Ondo to Lagos to the lab to test, and replace those entire 1,000 with
new meters that have been tested. It's better you inspect before they install. Yeah. Yeah, so let them meet specifications. Yes. Don't allow it. Yes. Let them take it back. There are so many people, even as we are trying, that are complaining that they are not getting what they are paying for.
Chairman, Senate Committee on Power, Gabriel Suswam, aligns with the issue of safety of Nigeria, noting that there is already a presidential initiative on local manufacture of meters in Nigeria through the CBN.
Potential manufacturers of meter are taking advantage of that funding in the CBN, and I think down the road, the next 2 years, you have a lot of meter manufacturers here in this country.
The committee was also at the Abuja Inspectorate Field Office of NEMSA, where it decried the low level of manpower in the agency. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
To housing now, the federal government has rolled out a housing program to provide 300,000 houses for low-income earners across the 36 states to own houses, as well as to cushion COVID-19 effects under the National Housing Program. President, Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, Tajuddin Ayola, gave the assurance at an interactive session with cooperative societies in Lafia, Nasarawa State Capital, preparatory to the commencement of the scheme in the state. Issa Mohammed reports.
One of the efforts of the federal government to reduce the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on Nigerians is the provision of shelter for healthy living through the National Social Housing Program.
This is a kind of palliative program, right, to cushion the effect of COVID-19. So federal government is the one funding 100%.
The program that majority of our members will benefit from.
Permanent Secretary, Nasarawa State Ministry of Commerce, Industries and Investment, Al-Qasim Ibrahim, reiterated state government commitment to provision of social services to better the lives of its people.
I have the conviction that something good will come out of it.
We are very, very fortunate to hear that this other intervention is coming, and we are ready to be part of it.
According to the template for the program, the cost of the houses will range between 1.8 to 4 million naira. In Lafia, Issa Muhammad, NTA News.
Talking food now, the International Fund for Agricultural Development is assisting Nigeria's sample and compile the views and concerns of rural farmers preparatory to the forthcoming United Nations Food Summit. Musa Babali reports that meetings have been organized with stakeholders in rural communities in 8 states for the exercise.
Nigeria is among countries invited to actively participate in the Food System Summit being organized by the Office of the United Nations Secretary General, scheduled to take place this year. The summit is to discuss issues relating to the entire food value chain and nutrition.
From the food production to processing, transportation, marketing, handling, trading, and the consumption. So we're looking at also the environment where this food are being processed.
All that is in use of smallholder farmers, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture says is paramount. Assembled here are representatives of different smallholder farmer groups, itemizing issues they believe could improve food production, supply, and nutrition.
All these people will come over to Abuja. They will now sit down together and harmonize all the various contributions and then come out with one single position paper that will be submitted.
Similar fora have been held in Kogi, Bayelsa, Ondo, and Abia states. Musa Baba Ali, NTA News.
In a bit of security, confirmation from the Imo State Police Command shows that the attack on the Oji Divisional Police Headquarters has been repelled. The Police Public Relations Officer, Bala Elkana, dispelled social media reports on the burning of the Divisional Police Headquarters. It says a group of hoodlums invaded the police station, attempting to set it ablaze, but met stiff resistance from the police officers on duty. As of now, there's heavy exchange of gunfire between the police and the hoodlums, who are yet to be identified. The PPRO also confirmed that there are already casualties on the part of the attackers, while the Commissioner of Police, who is already at the scene of the incident, has deployed more police to the area. Youth participation in governance and other spheres of national development has been described as a sure way of strengthening security and building a strong economy. These are the views of stakeholders at the National Youth Security Summit. Abdurrahman Husman Jibrila reports.
Youth are said to be the vanguard of the society, hence the need to involve them in the peace-building process through participation in politics and governance of the country. Stakeholders believed that the orientation of the mindset of youth on religious bigotry, ethnic profiling, and regional sentiments will enhance mutual trust and understanding.
The Nigerian youths must be able to understand that they have a role to play in building a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. And I stated emphatically that this must be done through strategic thinking and the other initiatives which can only come from their basis of intellectual build-up.
Getting the best out of the youths, trying to talk with them, trying to talk with all sectors. For me, this is a big task, and I'm going to use it to get down to the youths across the nation, using all kinds of platforms, physical, virtual, and ensuring that the level of insecurity is highly reduced.
Take the message down to our states, local governments, and world, so that we can re-emphasize the atmosphere of peace in Nigeria. The summit is expected to come up with resolutions that will strengthen unity and foster national integration. In Abuja, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Still on security, reactivation of community policing and making the police to gain public trust dominated discussions at a security interface with the Deputy Inspector General of Police, South, DIG Moses Jitubo, at police headquarters, Ikot Akpanabia, Uyo. Kelvin Sama was there and now reports.
Security stakeholders meeting was a platform to interact with the people in order to find lasting solution to the increasing security challenges, a situation stakeholders described as worrisome even as they call on the police to step up measures in ensuring the return of normalcy.
I lend my voice with a lot of what others have said, including, and very important, the community police.
Nigerian police force should be properly equipped and provided with modern operational logistics.
Deputy Inspector General of Police, Moses Jitobo, while warning criminals to disease, the DIG noted that with the new slogan, Never Again, improved welfare for officers as well as a supply of modern crime fighting equipment, the morale of officers are high.